Are you looking for quality, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind, unique items? Look no farther than Off the Square Artisans. We have over 40 artists ranging from woodworking to blacksmithing, photography, rug weaving, handmade soaps, and everything in between. If you're looking for home decor or a gift for that hard-to-shop-for friend or family member, come on in to Off the Square Artisans, located at 205 East High Street, 1 block east off the south side of the Rockville Square. Wednesday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays, 1 to 5 p.m.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scott won't be here this evening, so we'll continue plan. Everybody got their minutes read and reviewed and so forth. Any addition, corrections?
Nope.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion we accept them as presented. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Long minutes.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got the claims and warrants, end of the month, April 2023, $225,527.50. End of April 2023, Sparklight invoices received late $368.88. End of month, April 23, stop payment fee charged $33. For the meeting tonight, $228,092.29. Can I have those? Motion to approve those?
I move that we approve those claims and warrants as stated. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we have one for industrial supply for $4,912.06.
I'll make a motion to approve the industrial supply.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You abstain?
I'll abstain.
Payroll warrants for 427, 504, 511, and 518, 2023 in the amount of $30,791.15. Bank reconciliation for the end of the month, April 2023, utilities, $2,962,189.79. Town, $1,556,624.38. Payroll, $2,690.24. Custom deposit, $35,445. Can we approve all of those, please?
I'll make a motion and we approve the payroll warrants and bank reconciliations for the end of April.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
long.
They're trying.
What do you get?
Which one?
You didn't sign it, you just passed it on.
I was making sure you didn't.
Pass it to her again,
It's a
'cause
good
I may
thing
sign
Kathy's
it
paying
again.
attention. There you go. I was doing such an efficient job.
Pretty efficient.
So
Don't do anything.
efficient, right? I thought it was efficient.
Okay, let's go through that. Really good. Cyndi,
Yes.
sit in the front row, you get a start.
I'm actually helping Diana with Park Board. But I will, since you talked about that, so I hope everyone had their invitation for
Yes.
June 2nd for our early care education strategic plan. You're all invited to breakfast if you're available. We'd love to have you. Promise to keep it into a very short presentation. The plan is to have a hearty meal in the morning, discuss a little bit about what the history of what we've been doing. The coordinator that we've brought on staff as a temporary staff person will provide some updates on what she's been working on, what she plans to do. We'll share a lot of statistics with you about the status of childcare in Park County. And we're doing this just as an awareness opportunity for elected officials, so when these discussions come up, that you feel more prepared with data and understanding of what is happening here in the county.
So that's in regards to childcare?
Yes, we did a child care, or early care and education strategic
Right.
plan, so we'll be sharing some parts of that, but yes, it is specifically.
Are you aware if there's one up and down?
I've heard that there's someone
Just
working.
trying to get one open.
Yeah, so our coordinator actually is working as her mentor.
Oh,
Yeah,
that might be who I got an email from.
could be. Asking about zoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anybody available or interested in
I
going?
mean, you can let me know at a later time that if you know now you're coming, I'll love to take down your information. It's a Friday morning.
I'm going. I'll do
I-
that.
Friday, the 2nd. If I'm back, I'm probably going. Yes.
And you can let me know. My email's on the invitation.
Okay.
If you have that,
Yep.
and you can just RSVP there.
Okay.
Cindy's not cooking.
I am not. Marion Martin's doing food, if that will entice you with me.
I'm back.
That's all I have to say. I'll do the rest of Diane.
Oh, there's he is. You're gonna say you kept looking, I can,
I don't have to go first if you don't want me to. I've got a long list, Jay.
we'll save you to last.
Okay.
John,
Part of it, I'll jump in with the park board too. There's a quote, it's, Cindy's working on some stuff too, so we won't talk about that until we get to that point. But anybody that was involved in that camera project, I know Paul and Mike spent a lot of man hours assisting in getting it installed. Anybody behind the scenes, like, I greatly appreciate you. That system is pretty good. I think it's going to be good for us. We got 16 cameras currently. There's 2 at the walking bridge, 4 on the bathroom at the baseball field that pretty much covers everything there. There's 2 at the fire department, and there's 8 at the softball area. And so we've got this park pretty well under surveillance, which is a good thing.
I was just gonna share if you wanna, here's one that they did at the walking bridge, just to see what kind of view.
That's a
Oh,
great
wow,
view.
nice.
That's a good view.
But I just want everybody to know that was involved in that. I greatly appreciate them.
I'm sure Paul has seen that.
There's a 55-inch monitor that's going in our office that we'll be able to stream cameras, monitor stuff. Other than that, we'll talk about the quote in a little bit. We've had 35 calls for service in the last 4 weeks, 2 misdemeanor arrests this week, caught 2 dogs, took them to the holding area at the jail. That kind of seems like a never-ending project, but we'll keep chipping away at it. I did write up 1018 North Washington Street on ordinance violation. It's the first house north of the post office, for anybody that's not aware. There's a big dumpster in there. There's been some mowing going on, so we're seeing progress, which is a good thing. And as most of you know, the community center door got broken. I come down and looked. The rock that was laying there, I'm gonna guess, probably a lawnmower. I don't think anybody could pick that rock up and throw it hard enough to break that glass as small as it was. But after talking to Kathy, and I don't think our camera system here covers the front door, even though it's good. Want to look at the footage. But I think that's all I've got until we get to talking more about quotes. So, unless you have something for me.
Anything, John? Thanks for all your efforts, John, appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Kenny?
I was wanting to know, up at the ballpark, from, that comes up towards the blue dugouts, if we can get some rock, because there's a big drop-off. Anybody that comes on that side, where the concession is, the bathrooms and all that, it's a pretty good sized little drop-off. And we thought we were supposed to get rock a long time ago, but it's not been there, so. Wonder if we can get some put there and take care of that.
Yeah, Mark gets some.
Have him look at it. And then, we've been having an issue with people just parking anywhere they want to park. Cyndi, will you show that to Jay? I think it was Tuesday evening, we had a game, and that's way up by our concession stand.
Or if you want to
Behind
pass that
me.
around or anything.
And so Joe went over and talked to that gentleman, he got pretty nasty. And Joe says, you don't park here, you know, this is not where people park. And he goes, well, I've seen other people park here before. And Joe says, no, you haven't. He says, we try to monitor it. So I thought, buddy, I'll take a picture of you. He was from Illinois, so, you know. But it was just frustrating. And, you know, we go let them, one person do it, then they're all gonna do it. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's no place for the kids to play catch and throw the ball and get ready for the next game.
At the park.
And then, well, yeah,
Sorry, Cindy.
and there's lots of people that, it's just like, they don't care because they don't live around here. And, so, on the, what we call the red field, on the fence, and I told Paul I did this, I put no parking signs, because if those people, there's been a few times, and never have we had trouble until this year. Some cars started parking there, and I told them, I said, please move, because the kids go running out between cars, and there's not a lot of room there when you park there, and there's cars over here. So, you know, they said a few words to me, but I just saluted them and walked away. You know, and then I put up the no parking signs. So if I did something wrong, slap my hands, you know, I'm just trying to think of the safety of the kids.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree.
And, you know, I'm thinking, all these years we've done this, and I've not had to monitor, and,
Did you get enough signs to go all the way to the corner?
yeah.
Because you had 4 of them up there that still left
So worst case scenario, let's get some clean up.
75 feet, and then people started parking there.
Mhm. Because years ago, we did have trouble with the utility office there, where the signs are, says no parking, you know, and we'd go tell them, this is the reason you can't park there. There's no parking sign. Plus, if they need an emergency, you're in the road and we don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So then, you know, that ended that problem.
Well, hopefully your signs will help.
Well, I hope. Yeah.
Gotta do that for forget.
And I don't want to have to be putting no parking signs up everywhere.
Right.
You know, that's,
Well, hopefully they work.
yeah, well, we'll see.
Maybe,
If not, maybe you'll have to do some kind of a barricade where they can't get in, around the park or whatever, or around the
When
playground.
when we've done tournaments, we do a lot of that, you know, because there is a lot of people comes from out of town. But these are all people, right now, is local teams coming from the other communities, you know. So,
and the coaches usually communicate probably in some sort of group with the parents as far as practice times and games and schedules. And all that. Maybe also you could speak to them about putting it out, like where they want their team to park, or, you know.
yeah, yeah. Well,
That one is a little bizarre where that guy parked. I've never seen that before,
No.
but.
No, but he said it was, and I'm thinking, you know, when Joe told me that,
He's gonna say
you're
that,
from
just
Illinois,
park there.
yeah, you've seen that before? Okay.
I've never seen that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing is out front here, where the flowers and things are, and the greenery, the weeds and things. Sometimes we get some help. Diana and I have worked on that out there, and I did get 4-H kids to help me one time. And I'm trying to think, if River and Park, I know they came and did the 2 signs, Reader Park, and they went and redone them, you know, and we put more flowers and mulch in there. But sometimes this gets out of hand, and Penny gets tired, and so does Diana.
They're already on it.
They're on it?
They're on
We're
it.
just talking about
Okay.
it. I can help you. We can
Thank
do
you,
it.
guys.
We got this.
Yeah. We can do it.
Very good, thank you.
We just had that conversation.
Did you know flowers from?
I would have pulled the onions, but I didn't want to smell when they come in.
Thanks.
Thank you. Judy?
I just want to follow up. I want to thank Park Without Reverse and the local reporters for covering the April 20th meeting. I want to follow up and just enlighten you on some things that were stated. I watched the video 3 times and took notes. And so I want it to be cordial. I want all of us to remain friends, but I do want to correct some things. Jay, you stated that the idea of this meeting at the parks in the summer had previously been discussed. To the best of our knowledge, this is not in any of the official minutes, so we aren't sure when and where it was discussed. I will be honest and admit that it could have been in the minutes and we just missed it. Otherwise, it's just a casual discussion and not official. No one who works with the mobile food unit had any knowledge of anything being talked about the parks. When asked about the condition of the building regarding the cleanliness after we were finished, your comment was it hasn't changed any. I personally spoke to the office and was told just the opposite. There was 1 month where it was left in disarray, and John attended the next board meeting on our behalf and publicly apologized, even offering to pay for the extra cleaning. The office staff told me that there hasn't been a problem since. You also mentioned that you believe that myself and my husband always fill out the checkoff list that's required when anyone uses the building. The fact is, I haven't signed that sheet since November, possibly December. I'm not sure on that. And Gary never has. This is easily proven and documented, however, no board member asked us. Shauna, you mentioned that you thought no local people are involved much, that it's only Catholic Charities. I know you weren't aware when you said that. We want to make you aware that Premier Box Board has donated many boxes, plus $1,000, which was used to purchase meat. There are also many local citizens and even people in Rockville and Clinton who contribute soup, cereal, pasta, cake mixes, and many other items to make what we call take-home meals. Because Catholic Charities has they're not sending as much food as they have been because their demand is so much. So the area citizens are making take-home meals such as hamburgers, spaghetti sauce, cake mixes. Last month it was cake mixes and pop, because you can make a quick cake that way.
I might have misunderstood
Crackers.
a comment, maybe. I might have just misunderstood when you came and talked, and you said that we weren't going to be doing the other meals, so maybe I could have definitely misunderstood who puts into that. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize all of that was
There's
going
people from
home
Rockville,
in
Clinton, and
boxes.
Montezuma, many,
Okay.
many people. And I figured you did, so that's why I'm
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah. Okay.
These are bags, each family can make a meal. But no one asked us. And Paul, you stated your church family is out of it. The facts are that 2 families have stepped away, one due to being tired and the other due to other commitments such as childcare. There are still 2 families active in it from your church family. You also mentioned that the Presbyterians don't have a minister at this time, so they may be out of it. 2 are still active in it, because when a minister leaves, the church family still stays actively involved. You also mentioned that we've been using the building without paying, which is true. We're very grateful for that for all these years. I think it's 11 years, 12. But I am wondering if you check to see how many paying customers you have on Thursday evenings. Most rentals are on weekends. Sarah, we saw nothing really inaccurate in what you said. You did mention that we could meet in the park, and then when the weather gets bad next fall or winter, we could ask to use the building on a month-to-month basis. Catholic Charities, this is something, again, you weren't aware of, but no one asked us. Catholic Charities has a very full, strict schedule, and they need to know months ahead when they will be delivering. They can't just be changing month to month. They have various drivers, and they would not cooperate with us month to month changing. In fact, we changed it on a week's notice, and it took 2 or 3 days of Tracy being on the phone a lot to get it changed for that. We have decided to move on from here, and we actually had the mobile food unit in a different place the week after the board meeting. We have not received the letter that was mentioned, but we firmly believe, and very firmly believe, everything happens for a reason. We now realize that reason. We had around 70 families attend last month, and they were all extremely pleased with the way the process worked. So in a way, it has been a blessing. This is actually, there are a couple of changes we probably will make next month, depending on the board meeting we have Sunday, and we're moving forward. We thank you for all the years you allowed us to serve the community. Having said that, you're probably wondering why we're here. We're urging you on future decisions you make for the town to talk to the people involved and to consider your responsibility. Make sure all of the statements that you make are accurate before you make a decision, and talk to the people involved to find out the actual facts. Because I pointed out many things that you admitted you weren't aware of, and talking would have helped. But we are pleased with where we are meeting now, and there are many churches involved, and actually Rockville, Clinton, and Montezuma all contribute food, plus Premier Box Board. So we just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don?
Just kind of along the same lines, I guess. In 2010, when my wife and I had retired in Montezuma, we noticed that there was a food shortage for some people. And I was invited to go to a meeting with Tracy and Judy and Jean Gardner and Anna Ringwald, where they were trying to put together something to help provide that. And the result of that was the community meal, where we had eventually Catholic Charities added on to that. And then Tracy's been doing these take-home meals also, because we just never sure what we're going to get from Catholic Food Charities. But kind of in your defense, we really haven't put it out there who all's involved in the program. And unless you're involved in it, you probably wouldn't know exactly what's been going on. But it has been a blessing that you guys have let us get this going. It's a miracle that I find that we were able to do that with the limited resources that we have, and we certainly couldn't have done it without your help. Also, on the other note, we did lose our minister. She now is in Bloomington as an interim minister on a church on IU's campus, which should be interesting for her. And we are in the process of beginning to search for a new minister. Montezuma First Presbyterian Church and Rothville Memorial and Clinton United, I think I got those backwards, but all have formed a parish, and we hire a preacher that works all three of those churches. I felt it was necessary to come up here and say something because next month there's a possibility that you may see a building disappear. It's on the list when the guy gets time to take the old building down. Church services eventually will still be held in the small building behind that. And we are still involved in the community with the project that we work with 4-H kids and do the planters, and through the backpack program that they provide food for kids over the weekend if their parents have agreed to have that done. So we're not despairing. We may be invisible, but we're still here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just here with the Bumble Food Pantry. We were part of it the last 6 months, and just to see what things were doing.
So what building exactly is coming down, if I could ask? The Presbyterian Church.
First Presbyterian Church, the main building, is going to be taken down. It's just gotten to the point where, as with many buildings, upkeep, maintenance, and all
that's
is
sad.
just way out of line, and we just can't afford it.
Yeah.
But we still have the CE building that is behind that will become sanctuary. We've been using it for about the last 4 years,
Okay.
as a matter of fact.
So it's been sitting empty all these years then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hate to hear that.
Yeah, that will change the scenery.
Yes, it will.
It will change the scenery, but we're not going. The church is not the building.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, thank you both for coming.
Yes. You too, Terry.
You three. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just want to say that I'm with these guys because I help on this also, and I'm still helping them.
And we appreciate all the help we get.
Yeah, but I do want to say, anytime I've ever been here with, because I haven't been able to come to all of them, but anytime I've ever been here, this place was left clean because it wasn't Dink cleaning, it was Evelyn's, Smiley, Carol, what can you say her last, Millspaw, yeah. Myself, John, there's several that cleaned it up.
Me, I've mopped this whole place. Just putting that out there.
There was a few times, but I don't think that just, it's
know.
besides the point. In fact, Terry, you called me a few times from the
I told
office.
him that. I said, there's been
I
times
know.
it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
but
twice that Kathy
I don't want
called
that to be
Jay
an
and I
issue because
to come here and inspect it, and it had been left badly. And then one of those times was when John had come to the meeting the next time and
the only issue with
apologized.
that is, it's very hard for me, when you get out of here to clean at 9 and 10, it takes me 2.5 hours to mop this floor. And if we have a rental on Saturday, I really don't want to spend my Friday night up here mopping either. So house cleaning's usually done on Sunday or Wednesday evening. Otherwise, wasn't that big a deal.
Eric?
Okay, are you ready?
I guess.
All right, we're preparing for the 5K, which is this coming Saturday, and we're hoping for a very good turnout. This is a report from the park board. The townwide walking trail marking has been completed, other than we intend to mark the path in tenth of a mile markings so that anyone who might be measuring their trip could mark that, could keep track of how much they walk or run or bike.
What if they're Canadian? They'll need kilometers.
Is that true? Well, we'll probably put tenth of a mile, but, because it's Montezuma, you know. But anyway, the Vermilion County Trails Alliance is also going to mark their side and mark the bridge, and that will all be, I think round trip, we figured 4 to 5 miles. If you go the complete trip from the railroad bridge through Montezuma, Aztec Park, Rita Park, it'll be 4 to 5 miles. We haven't measured exactly yet, so we're not positive on that. Yes.
The B&O marking will be the marking as the mile markers as it would have been when the trains were running on it.
Okay.
So it might say 98, 99 or whatever down here.
Okay.
So it won't be 1 or 2. So.
And the railroad bridge and part of the trail will be marked as part of the B&O Rails to Trails.
Yeah.
Official. The official logo will be on the trail. So we'll be part of that. And we're very excited about that. And now that we have cameras down there, we're going to try to put the lights back up down there. Don't know if I should say that on camera or not, but we're going to try to put the lights back on the bridge. They've been donated by a person in memory of someone who loved trains. So we would really like to get those back up down there. The camera installation has been completed. There's a question about Reeder Park. Do you want to talk about that at this time,
Sure.
Cyndi?
Sure, I can do that.
And we're very fortunate that the Park County Community Foundation gave us $10,000 to complete this project. We would not have been able to have had enough fundraisers to ever have done this, and the town would not have had the money to do it as well. So we're very fortunate that we have been able to get this grant. So Cyndi's going to explain to you where the cameras went and what accidentally got left out because of a miscommunication and what we can do to alleviate that problem.
Yeah, so when we originally had the meeting with Chris Clark, he's also the person that does the video security for Park County Sheriff's Department at the courthouse. So he's very reputable. They've been very happy with his work. So we had him in for a short meeting. A couple of people, Chris O'Brien from Emergency Management Agency attended. A couple of park board members walked kind of the path of ideas with the contractor. And he prepared bids for us because we were at that time applying for a Homeland Security grant, which we were not awarded. At that time, we were looking at probably around $40,000 to $50,000 in cost to do the walking bridge, Reeder Park to get views of the bathroom, the camping area, and all the way over to the preschool playground. At Aztec Park, those restrooms, the ball diamonds, softball diamonds, to ensure, again, just kind of safety issues, potential vandalism. Also included a quote for the chapel at the cemetery. That was an interest there at the time. So when we were not awarded that grant, we kind of said, okay, let's go back to the drawing board, and that's when we applied for the Community Foundation grant, and then asked the contractor to go back and rework his quotes, because what he gave us was when federal dollars were used, you had used certain materials. Since this was not the case, he went back and reworked some things for us and ended up giving us some pretty good deals on what we did get installed. So what has been installed as of yesterday, I showed you the kind of shot from the walking bridge, and we received some funds from the joint event they did last fall for the 5K, kind of over the bridge, over the river and through the woods was the event. So we received $1,600 and some change from that. We applied that towards the cameras at the walking bridge. We did cameras at the fire department because when we had conversation, and John was a part of this, It was really nice to have the traffic view as well as some of that walking path that's a little bit more hidden there to the north of the fire department. We definitely wanted the ball diamonds. There's a lot of summer traffic in that area. The part that Diana mentioned that got kind of a miscommunication is on one of the quotes we received, it was referred to as park bathrooms. And I think some of us went under the assumption that that was referring to Reader Park bathrooms and viewing out towards the camping area. What it ended up being once it was installed was the bathrooms at Aztec Park. So we have the ball diamonds and the bathrooms very well covered at Aztec Park. And I will say, I think John's been very happy, as he said, with what's been done. The park board did cover out of their funds the cost of what was over the 10,000 and over what we received from the other things, probably to the tune of almost $1,000. I think we've put in to cover that, and then we've additionally purchased 2 TVs to act as monitors. Again, just to save on cost to get all of these things done. So, as John said, we had 16 cameras. 16 cameras now installed for a little over 10,000, I guess, or close to 12,000. So we feel really good about that. So our missing piece now is Reader Park. And I think through conversations, and I'm going to, not intended to speak for you, Kathy, but I also had been shared the comment that, wow, that's a really nice system and you're not paying a monthly fee. And we do have some cameras at the utility office that you're paying a monthly fee for. And here. So he's actually going to do a quote for you, and he's going to send it over to Todd.
I was just talking about that, hoping to get him to
and
do
he's got some additional stuff too that he would like to do. But I guess at this point, I don't know if you want to take that over.
That's fine. You're doing
Keep
just
talking.
fine.
So they're just,
You're doing
how
just
many are
fine.
missing for Reader Park?
He could put a four camera system at Reader Park, and the only thing we would not get with that is the preschool playground. But what the majority of the vandalism is being seen around the camping, the restrooms, the basketball court, and he could actually, if we would put a pole similar to what you guys did at Walking Bridge, close to the sidewalk, kind of out towards the camping area, he could get the view of all of that section. So the playground, the camping, the basketball court, and the restrooms. And we're supposed to get that quote tomorrow morning.
Okay. In the invoices that we received, or the quotes, it said 2361A park bathrooms and 2361 park bathrooms. There was 2 different invoices, so that led us to believe that one was Aztec Park and one was Reader Park, but that wasn't the case. So, and originally he had intended to put some kind of VHF antenna or something down there at the back station. It was going to be $8,600 or $8,700, and we said no, thank you. We cannot do that. So, anyway.
Yeah, so he felt really bad about the miscommunication. We spoke with him today, and so he's going to redo that quote in the morning for Reader. And he communicated, I really want to give you guys a good break because I felt really bad about what happened.
This is the same man who installed the cameras at Delphi after the 2 girls were abducted there. So, and he's done numerous other towns and
You
cities.
could tell he knew what he was doing, because it didn't really take him very long.
They travel all over the place.
He's on it.
Yeah. So my proposition.
And we got to John on this
proposition. My proposition is, since the park board was gracious enough to help the fire department and the police department get their cameras with this grant that was received, which will help the park as well. It will also help the utility department by the fact that the cameras probably will go across the street, will look across the street towards the utility department. And
There's
That-
one of them will shine all the way to the white police car sitting in the barn, so.
So my proposition is, could we get some help in getting the cameras that are needed at Reeder Park? Since we gave up some of our grant money to help the town with the fire, utility, and police department. And of course, we don't know what the cost will be yet, because we don't have his estimates. But I can't feel like there'll be more than, what, $2,500 down at Reeder Park?
Oh, it'll be more than that.
Would it be more than that?
Yeah, with it being originally about 8,700, I mean, I just don't know how much of a break, and
Okay.
again.
But the
some-
cameras are gonna cover the back station in that area, you said?
Yeah, they probably will.
It would depend on whatever your needs are. I mean,
Yes,
we
just
just.
say yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not your job, yes, county your job.
Yeah.
But I think with the 8,700 was the original, which I think we can back off the number of cameras from the original quote. He said 4 will cover it.
Okay.
And he wants to give us a break. We just, again, don't have an amount to communicate. The other thing I will say is, besides Paul and Mike's physical labor of helping him get all of that in, I know some of the guys from the town, I think, helped with some stuff. He did ask if we could trench at Reeder Park if we were to set a new pole out by the sidewalk area, trenching that, which then saves on his cost of having to bring one down here. The last conversation we had, we weren't sure if the utility office or the town had one or not.
They don't have a trencher, no.
Yeah, and that's why I told him, I said, we just don't have that equipment, so that would be, some way we could save some money.
It's not that costly either to rent.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when they were up there in your area, they rented one and it wasn't very costly at all.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways we could save a little bit of money on the quote by doing things like that. Setting the pole, and I don't know if you'll want to share what you guys did at the walking bridge to help out.
From almost 300 feet. It was a chore. And I got spider bit right here and got an eye about swelled shut. So it was a fun day. But that's where the people
Got her done that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we really don't have anything like that to initially run it through at Reeder, and so there'd be, the rental of the trenching and then the PVC pipe. It was pretty costly, it sounded like, to get that.
It can be done.
Yeah, it is. In pipe.
Yeah.
So if we could do Reeder Park and then whatever Kathy's needs are along with what John needs.
That would be awesome if
I think it would be a good idea to get all those quotes together. Maybe we could have them by the special session, first of, did you say you?
I'll have Reeder Park in the morning.
Oh, well, if you want to do a special meeting or wait till our, what is it, June 1st? Figure out where we're going to divvy it.
Yeah, because I want to make sure you're covered in your needs.
Yeah, that quote that I included Kathy put in your packet, that's 4 terabytes of hard drive, which we're thinking will go 3 or 4 months, which is really good. But included in that quote is a 3rd camera for the walking bridge, which will get a significant portion of the sewer plant and the parking area that's obstructed by the row of trees, if you're familiar with the area. So that is included in the price. But we got to talking when we put my office together when I started. We had so much to do. We kind of put a Band-Aid on the security system, just being honest with you. We got some blink cameras and that they work for what they are, but you got to change the batteries out in them. And it's a separate system. I think, the way I view it is we're all on the same team, all of us. So I think one system is really the only way to go. All the cables are run in that building except for two in the police building. When I came over, there was a security system that was donated from the bank that probably 1980s technology, and
Dated.
it's gone away. But he's able to utilize those cables, which cuts a significant portion down on labor. But with that being said, two of those cameras that are on this quote are going to be on the utility yard, or the entrance to the front entrance to my building, or the back entrance, whatever you want to call it. But between the cameras at the softball field covering the front of her building and those, which would be these cameras covering a significant portion of the lot, other than having one inside for the transactions like me and Kathy spoke about, over the counter, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. We got a great base system. That grant, I mean, I can't thank these people enough that have done this for us, because now we can just build off of it, and a lot of it's there, so it's going to be a good deal. And you know, when you look at the cost, this is the way I look at it, and the way that I would hope that everybody would look at it. When somebody's a victim of a crime, and you look back and say, we really don't have any leads, like we're grasping at straws here. You know, what's that one camera that gives you what you need worth? You can't put a dollar amount on it. So when you see the quote, I just ask you to take that into consideration.
Well, and not having the invoices from the office in here, that would save approximately $1,100 a year. So
Wow.
that part would pay for itself in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think it all being on the
Must
same
be
system would be a
updated.
better program anyways across the board.
Oh, yeah, because this is ancient.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still usable, but it's not
Unless they want to put
up to date.
Well,
We gotta get the
well,
quotes to see
here's
how much.
a thought. Go ahead and approve payment of that, and decide where it comes out of. And then when you get the quote, you just send it to us, we can respond to that.
Yeah, with your email. If everybody will just respond to the email.
Yeah, and that way.
Pending total cost is how I make the motion.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Approval for the update of everything, pending
Cost,
final
quote,
cost
and
to be
all.
emailed, yeah.
Would you make it?
I'll make a motion for that.
With an amount.
I'll second that.
Yeah, that's what you
Thank
favor?
you.
Pending final dollar amount
Mhm.
and email to council for final approval.
Right.
And then we'll stick that with the invoice.
Do I vote or do I abstain?
You can vote, because you're not,
You're
Not
not
on
official
the
member.
park board, remember?
Right.
We never know. Spider.
He's a spider guy now.
It changes
Yeah.
every week.
It does.
All
Okay.
right, thank you so much. I am just so tickled, I think this is a great improvement for the town as a whole.
I
And
can't
all,
believe how clear those pictures
I know,
are.
it's
Like,
unreal.
it's unreal.
Yeah, that'll be nice for
Yeah, see their eyeballs.
identifying. Exactly.
And I like what John said. I mean, he even has remote access, so he can tell when there's activity occurring, and then, you know, he'll really need to go to the location, but
Yeah, I can
there's
set
some
the
alert
fi-
system for him.
I can set the firehouse and watch traffic, and on the computer in my car, I can see the walking bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Make it more eyes everywhere.
I
All right.
appreciate
One-
all
one-
your
It helps
efforts.
make him duplicate himself.
Wasn't that enough,
He can
Diane?
see.
No, I got a list. I'm telling you.
The next one's easy.
Listen, we have been so busy in the last couple of months. One other thing I wanted to mention about that the townwide walking trail is that the the park board purchased signs that will be placed intermittently along there by the boys from the town. And it will say, pedestrians present, you know, and it will also say that there are no motorized vehicles. It's just for hiking, biking, and running and walking and hiking, biking. Anyway, that's what that's about. I want to make sure I mentioned that. We'll be decorating and changing the flags for Memorial Day at the Veterans Memorial this Saturday after the 5K. And the township trustee gave us the money for that, so we're not out money for the flags, which we greatly appreciate. The new address, official, for the railroad bridge is 55 South Water Street. And that will be on your GPS, and if there's an incident there, people can say, we need you at 55 South Water Street, and the EMS or police, whomever, will know to go to the railroad bridge. Now, it will be different on the Vermilion County side, of course, because that will be a different address. So, and there will be a sign that indicates that, and the park board will buy that sign and place that down there so that people will know that's the official GPS address. And then the Aztec Park sign on the north side, the logo has faded very badly. And so we have already ordered the new logo. The black lettering is fine, but the logo needs change. So we've already ordered that, and Fred Huber's working on that right now. Let's see. If you are not doing anything Saturday morning and have a little time to come out and volunteer to 5K, we'd greatly appreciate it. We need race monitors and people to mark times for the racers, the runners and the walkers, and we're hoping to have a good turnout. This is one of our 3 fundraisers, so we hope that if you're willing, you'll be able to come out. Yes, sir.
Or run or walk.
Pardon me? Or run or walk,
Forget
yeah,
that.
run. Oh,
volunteer
I
for that.
gotta show you. Hold on. I gotta show you the picture.
What time?
It's, registration starts at 7, and then, the race will begin at 8. But I have to show you our mugs. Because this is
Coffee cup.
our coffee. Yes, yes. After finding out that this was a special year for Montezuma, we felt like, and we spent a little extra money than we should have, but we felt like that we needed to give people, the participants, an extra special gift. So we have got a mug, and on the back it says, celebrating Montezuma, Indiana, celebrating 200 years, 1823 to 2023, sponsored by the Montezuma Park Board. And so we're very pleased. That will be what the participants' gift will be. So we're really thrilled about that. And the fun, pardon me? I don't know. It depends on if we have any left. We'll see. Well,
Also on the shirts.
oh, it's also on the t-shirts. Penny ordered the shirts. Cyndi got the awards picked up today, so we're getting there.
And a percentage, 10% of our proceeds are going to breast cancer.
Right. And then the rest, of course, will go to all the other park updates. But our main goal still, folks, is that splash pad, and we're working towards it. I don't know how much money we're gonna have. We received one grant, one cost estimate that said, what, 25,000, and the other one said 125,000. So we don't know what it's gonna cost, but we're gonna try real hard to use a lot of local volunteer work, because we know how this community works together.
Jay asked, where'd you get the mugs?
Discountmugs.com. You know what that one is? Do you? Yeah, they were really quick too. It was easy. Do you? It was really easy to order for them. Have I forgotten anything?
I hope not.
You run out of paper and ink. Oh, we've been super busy, and we're hoping that of course, we had the chili cook-off and now the 5K, so we won't have any fundraiser now till Frank's in the Park in October. So, we're hoping. But Paul had the idea, because there's supposed to be a meeting after this sometime, a group that is interested in getting events ready for the 200th birthday celebration. And Paul had the idea that maybe we could have a collectible series of these mugs. Since this is the first event, maybe every event has a mug and it has on it that this is part of the celebration, the Montezuma's birthday celebration. So I don't know how that'll work out, but that's just a thought. So I'm going to be quiet now, and I'm hopeful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Employee, can you report more on all your activities? Now we're, yeah, we know that. Peace and Game Club is going to do the fireworks again this year, but they're asking for donations, because that comes out of our coffers, and as anybody's been involved with it, it's really expensive, so they've,
When is it?
July 1st.
July 1st?
Yes.
And it is being set off by a licensed insurance person.
Okay.
He's the one that did it last year. He did a pretty good job.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be just south of the club, between us and the Delta. That's what he did last year. I never thought about doing it there, but he said it, and it
Worked out good.
did good. No, I wasn't there, I couldn't be there. So,
Thank
There's
you.
a,
So you need a motion?
while we're on that subject, there's a gentleman at the corner of Adams and Washington that has an issue with parking during large events.
yes.
Keep that in mind.
Adams and Washington.
In the church or in the White House?
You mean just let, maybe spread the word in the club so that there's not any.
Yeah.
So we need a motion
Yeah,
to make
they'll
that.
decide where it's coming from,
I don't
and all.
know what you
Utilities
guys should
donation
do.
has to come out
talk
of.
about it in the
Gas,
past.
water, sewer, or just electric gas, electric.
I don't know what cost we've ever done in the past, like, I don't know what.
Well, on the town day that we did 400 or 500, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
We
That's when the
donated
town
from
did
every
it, though.
utility, but I think the last time we started going more towards electric.
Electric and gas.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what we've ever done before for
Well,
it.
we've never done
So
Oh,
why don't we
That's-
do
oh.
That's the
We
first time we
donated
did.
towards the fire department back
Yeah.
when they did it.
Yes.
Wasn't
but
it
we've
that-
never done for, okay, that's
It
what I'm
was
asking, we've never done
$100
for you
per
guys.
utility,
Yeah.
but then
We
we,
stuck it out in electric
Yeah.
and gas.
yeah.
Because you guys used to do. So I'll make a motion to donate, is it 400 towards the fishing game fireworks.
I'll let them know that. Second,
I'll say.
all in favor?
Aye. I'm glad you guys got a licensed and insured person now. Thank you.
Who was the second? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Pardon. Thank you.
Okay, we had a town work comp and audit, workman's comp, work comp audit for 22-23 resulted in an additional premium of $1,784. Due to that being estimated from the year before. And this also caused an additional $1,243 to the 2023-2024 as a result of an update audit. Ratings and class codes, so.
That happens every year.
Yeah.
It's like your premium that you have to pay 1 year is based on your audit from the year before, but they can't do it till after you've already paid the premium. So,
I have it.
definitely.
Rex, is there anything?
Didn't they got, started parking, everything pretty well, and the cameras.
Paul?
I'd like to have an executive meeting, personnel-wise, right after this.
Okay.
Emergency.
Do that.
Emergency.
Thank you.
Did everybody get the quote from that Bruce sent out? Did he send it to everybody? It's not the way they need
Oh.
back.
So,
It-
just you and I.
Oh, we just
Yeah, I
had
was
that.
gonna say that.
This is a modification, the recommended modification from trying to think of the name of the company. Red River?
Blue River,
Blue River, yeah.
yeah, Blue
Is that
River,
it?
Yeah.
Blue River Technology,
Yeah, but here's his quote. So, here's, what it is, what they're recommending doing is taking the sludge out of the return sludge out of the phosphorus treatment tank and putting it back to a bag, self-draining, and that can be hauled off as regular waste.
That's what
We asked them
at the last meeting we talked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Biggest cost is the pad. But,
pad the bills.
yeah, pad and building. Yeah.
We didn't really have another option besides this though to do, right?
Well,
We do, but it's,
everybody we talked to that's come in and looked the plan over has said the same thing. Why in the world did you do what you did? This is what you need. I mean, everybody we talked to is that way, so it's not one person's
Here's the
idea.
quote from Jane.
Blue River Technology.
Blue River.
Yeah. Neat fellow.
And the amount of
38,000, I think, for
how
what?
much?
36.
36,000. Installations, startup.
Well,
Yeah.
that's for the pad work
That's the
is
slab
80
and
to
everything.
100,000. It's expensive.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that pad's got to be hold a lot of weight and the truck weight. And
Here you go. You can have a
there's
look.
a lot.
Well, but is this a part of, Mike Novak's gonna be working with us to get funding from,
I had not talked to
SRF?
Mike Novak about that. We're gonna have to digest it, find out how we.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need to take this under
Yeah, advise.
review because I'm confused what was stated at the last meeting and
Which where's going?
I thought that when you were talking about a bag, what was that called?
Geo bag.
Geo bag.
Geo bag, I thought he quoted like around $2,400. Was that just for that? And this is added, well, evidently.
You gotta own the dumpster and
Yeah.
the treatment system that goes with it.
Yeah, and there's a treatment cost in there, a couple gallons a day. It's-
But that was the cost of the bag itself. No,
So now.
I'm not gonna find the estimate.
We
on
probably
it.
need a more clarification.
Yeah, well,
Because
that's
I have
just
no
his,
clue.
Yeah, we need to figure out.
well, there's a lot more pages with it, and there's all the drawings and
So,
stuff, but
I
this
could
is
take
just,
that and make everybody a copy and scan it and email it so you can look at it and then you can,
Yeah,
at
so
the
that-
special session,
or you want me to just forward it to you?
discuss it.
The bag cost is $550 each, $550 each.
Right.
The liner
It's in
cost
there.
would be $385. And then the polymer cost is approximately $350 for
It's on the second
25,000
page in
gallons.
there.
Yeah, I saw it.
And,
Okay.
yeah, and
I'm
that's
totally
a
confused with
that's
that.
a year's worth, I think.
Yeah. 1 to 2 gallons a day, I think you said.
One-
But, yeah, we'll have to get with Scott and do, but that was, Bruce just got that and sent it out this week.
Yeah, that's what we're
You
gonna
got
have.
it yesterday.
Yeah, so, but all the drawings and everything's there, and all it does is take that stuff we're putting back in the headwater and we're going it through the bag, let the water drain off, put the clear water back in.
And that all really needs done before we,
Yeah, because some of this is just an estimated cost to give you
Yeah.
guys an idea, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
He said additional lab testing will be required to verify and develop a closer estimate.
yeah. But that's just food for thought and
Okay,
something we
I'll
need
just
to do.
scan it and send it all to you, or to you all.
Kathy, you remember what the cost was to change the one bed last time?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay,
You mean to have all the sludge removed?
well.
No. The major project is take all the piping and the sand and the pea gravel out.
Okay,
I can look at
because we gotta do that again on all of them. No sense in doing it until we get a way to treat the sludge before it gets back in there.
But he's got the fake tank cleaned out. He's got all the tanks cleaned out.
Got the ammonia tank cleaned and what's the other tank? One of them was 4 foot of sludge in that again
Yeah.
after 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because, yeah, and all that, a lot of that pumping of that sludge cost will be reduced when we get that,
Yeah,
so,
most all of it.
yeah. So, okay. That's all I have. John? Sure.
So I guess, I will come up and I'll pull weeds around here and I'll make it look decent. Sunday, maybe.
They installed one of her new pumps yesterday down there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Work well?
I think so.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
I had one bad one.
Oh, really?
Well, that's
We
good.
didn't have that too long without eating it.
That's good.
I'll see what
She's
time they
gonna
get home.
take, so I'll probably be up here cleaning anyway.
Kathy, you got anything for us?
It won't take
I
any
don't
time.
think so.
And we walked the walking bridge, Richie and I walked all the way over to the,
Did you?
that is so nice.
Isn't it awesome?
It is so nice.
It's a lot more fun when you weren't supposed to be out there.
I was just impressed that, I mean, that had to take so much gravel and build all that up. I mean, I don't know how long that took to build that, but
Well, it was a railroad bed.
so,
Yeah.
The ties, they just took the ties up and then they had a company come in and firm it up and put
yeah.
some rip wrap and things in.
There was a snake when we got all
Oh,
done.
boy.
And you
That
probably
one
saw me
thrilled
on
me.
camera.
What time was that?
Go back and watch it.
Well, we watched him slither across, and then he was hanging off in a tree, and I said, you know, if you walked up and he was in the tree, you would have never noticed
I
him.
find
Yeah.
myself
But-
looking up every time I walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a pretty big one. I got pictures and video, but it's very nice. We're lucky to have it.
If it had been a spider, Judy would have been.
Yeah, that's
Gonna
part of
be our
it,
dash.
just about can't something to it.
Well, Sarah, pretty soon it's gonna go down the track to the south. Vermillion County will extend that down,
Okay.
so it'll be even longer soon.
Nice. It was just so quiet, and you know,
It's like you're
I'm
walking
glad.
in
I'm really
a
glad the
different
cameras are there. You know, that's. I think we need those cameras.
Can you make us copies of her seeing the snake, John?
We want posters.
Uh-huh.
All right, John?
I said good.
No,
No, you have
Oh,
everybody else has to. Catch up.
well, I call the meeting to adjourn.
Thank you.
Make a motion.
All right.
I thought you were asking me again. I'm like, I didn't think of that.
Thank you all for coming.